I want to follow up and continue talking, I guess, pretty directly about Sinclair Media. And this has very quickly become one of the biggest media stories of the last week or so. And when these must-read scripts provided to locally owned, to local news stations owned by Sinclair Media, when those scripts leaked, this exploded into a story that encompasses so many different issues: media consolidation, political bias, blurring the lines between news and opinion journalism, questions of what is actually local news. Is it just your local anchor that makes it local, or is it the content that would conceivably make it local? And it's getting even worse for Sinclair, because now not only have these scripts leaked for these must-read packages, internal memos have leaked, and they show Sinclair threatening their employees that they must keep their mouths shut about these must-read scripts, or there could be consequences. We actually have a screenshot of one of these memos that leaked, and one of the key lines comes in the third paragraph, where Robert Truman, the general manager of Sinclair Broadcast Group, says, "I will also remind you that giving statements to the media or sharing negative information about the company can have huge implications." Read into that what you will, and many Sinclair employees reading into it that it's a threat. And the reason that Sinclair National is doing this is that after the existence of these echo chamber scripts went viral last week, some of the anchors at various Sinclair-owned stations started openly criticizing the process that they have, criticizing the fact that Sinclair at the national level has complete and total ideological control of these local stations, and Sinclair is trying to quash it. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this is a unique thing for Sinclair to do. When any big company has some kind of a PR scandal, it's not unexpected that a memo would go out and employees would be told, don't talk about this stuff, right? That is not the surprising part. But what is particularly ironic here, what is particularly disturbing, is that this is all part of the same set of values and agenda setting that we see at Sinclair, which is control speech at all levels of the organization. Control the speech of local news anchors by providing them must-read scripts and packages. Control the speech of all employees by telling them you can't talk about the fact that we are being embarrassed at the national level because of the leak of these scripts. And it's almost a misnomer to call these local news stations, right? They're locally staffed national news stations. That's really a more accurate name. And at the bottom line, how ridiculous is it that a major press organization is saying, don't talk to press? And when news outlets start forbidding members of their company from talking to other news outlets, you can tell that something is very wrong here. And the best analogy I can think of is Sinclair news stations are to the world of news what Trump University is to academia. And further evidence of just how bad things are at Sinclair are these internal memos, the fact that producers have started quitting, even sometimes at the risk of having to return 40% of their pay, as some leaked contracts and employment agreements have pointed out. What lessons have we learned from this? I don't know, but it's really bad.
Yeah, one would hope that some of these anchors and reporters would continue to go public about these must-read memos, or even have like the integrity to quit their jobs. But then again, the world of journalism is very cutthroat, it's very competitive, and even if some of these reporters did leave, someone would take their place anyway.
Yeah, and some have left, some producers have left, some anchors have left, and of course they'll be immediately replaced by someone who's going to just do what they're told and toe the party line. And then others, of course, can't really afford it, right? Especially with the risk, as we've seen those clauses in some of those employment agreements, where an early departure would require the repayment or foregoing of 40% of their salary. And I don't even know if that's yearly or for the total length of the agreement. It's very, very sketchy, that's for sure. Send me your thoughts about what you feel are really the key questions around the future of local news, because that's something I talk about and cover often. And it's a story about local news and really about local news not being so local. I'm on Twitter at @dpakman. The show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Today's program is made possible in part by Shaker and Spoon, a monthly cocktail subscription box that delivers the craft cocktail experience right to your door. Every month they send you the ingredients for 3 completely new original recipes, enough for 12 cocktails total. That'll get you through the whole month. I got to experience the Death by Gin box, and I was able to make a bunch of different cocktails for some friends that I had visiting. I could see having the Death by Gin box just to have a cocktail here and there throughout the month. If I was having company over, as I did, I would love to have something like this so I don't have to try to come up with drinks on the fly without knowing what on earth I'm doing, which is basically the situation that I'm in. So it's a really great thing just to have, and then you get to choose the brand of spirit that you prefer. My box, being the Death by Gin box, meant I could go down and pick whichever gin I wanted at my local spirit vendor. For a limited time, you can get $20 off at shakerandspoon.com/Pakman. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I've put a link in the description right underneath this video.